Alright, let's get this started. My name is Bryce Walls. I am, I guess you'd call the owner, and right now currently the only operator, and I guess you'd say CEO of Code Green Outdoors. I'm 19. I'm an Arkansas native. I've grown up in Arkansas my whole life, been around. I'm from Central Arkansas. I'm trying to make it with Code Green. It's one of the things that I've wanted to start for a long time. I've always really kind of wanted to get into the filming side, or you could say the vlogging, or photography, videography side of hunting and kind of just like my life. I mean, I've grown up watching it. I mean, every time I sit down to eat, I pull up YouTube and I'm watching it. I scroll on TikTok most of my downtime, seeing everybody's videos. And it's kind of something I always wanted to get into. And last season I brought the camera that I'm currently recording on. It is a Sony a7 IV. It's paired up with the Sony, 18-105 f4.0. I think that's right. I'm not I don't know a bunch of stuff about I don't know a bunch of stuff about cameras. That's just what I know on top of my head. And that might be wrong. This is gonna be rough. This is my first time ever sitting in front of the camera and talking and trying to be confident and know what I'm saying. So bear with me. Right now, I'm currently an EMT student. When I'm taking this video, I will be just finishing up my EMT class. I think that I took my final today, and then so I don't know by the time I get done editing this or when I post it. Hopefully it'll be this weekend. But when I post this, it should be the week of that I'm taking my national registry exam, and hopefully I pass and become a registered EMT. And now my goal right now is to become a future firefighter. Plans can change, but right now that's what I'm hoping for. So a little bit about me, backstory. I've grown up, like I said, around Central Arkansas. It's more north Central Arkansas. I'm a lifelong hunter, fisherman, and outdoorsman. I eat, breathe, sleep it. I've loved to do it every chance I get to. In high school, I played 5 sports, and really missing practice was really in the summer was like a sin. So I didn't really get to get out and fish much or do much. I didn't have a job because I couldn't have time because I had to be at practice all the time. And I was blessed enough to have parents that supported me through it to not have to have a job. So in the summers, I said I was booked. I had 3 practices a day. Then it led into the fall, to where that's prime fall fishing, and that's where you get dove hunting, that's where you get early goose, and then it gets into October, where you can start deer hunting. Forgot to mention early bow in September. You get October where you can deer hunt. Now November's where it kind of starts getting cold, and the deer kind of start rutting up around my area, and then duck season hits, and I hit that pretty hard. And so duck season, I'm hitting full. I think the past 2 years since I graduated in 2024, I've hit the full first split. In January here in Arkansas, it gets prime duck season, and so I'm hitting early and late really hard. And so when I got out of high school, I thought it was the coolest thing ever because I took my first semester of college. And back when I started going to college, my goal was to be either a chiropractor or a physical therapist. And I went through 3 semesters of college at my local community college, and I realized that it just wasn't for me. I couldn't see myself. I really couldn't see myself getting into 4 more years of college. Not already what I was 18 to 19 years old, and I already kind of felt behind. And, you know, all my buddies that had graduated, everybody's out making money, and I just kind of felt behind. And so I kind of started looking into more things that I wanted to do, and that's when I kind of came up, or I kind of wanted to devote my life to being like an EMS firefighter. Well, scratch back to what I was saying about what was cool was that when I got out of high school and did my first semester of college, I found out that, you know, I didn't have to go to school every day. Or I found out that, you know, my final is the weekend before opening duck season weekend. And I was like, see, and then I didn't have to go back to school until January 13th. So you're saying I get the whole second split and then a bunch of January to duck hunt? Yeah, you can't beat that. So that was my first year in college. I did my first semester, my second semester, and then started my third semester was whenever I decided I dropped out, started applying for fire departments and doing this. And you know what I learned shortly by applying for fire department was that, you know, you have to it helps a lot if you have EMT, you have your EMT certification, or because most the fire departments in Arkansas are leaning towards firefighter EMTs, or you know you need experience on a volunteer fire department, or you know if you've already been to the Arkansas Fire Training Academy in Camden, that also helps. So I graduated with that first semester of college. Started that second one right before I started it. I got a job as like an assistant dog trainer, and we was at a dog training place, and that's where I spent the next, what would that be? So I just quit to go to EMT school in May. So I spent a year and 4 months there, helping with training dogs and taking care of dogs and doing everything that took place there. And that really kind of, I don't know how to explain it, that really kind of set me off in a new direction, you know, in like the waterfowl. Like I kind of, you know, I haven't been hunting waterfowl, or like ducks and geese and or like doves. I guess I'm putting in there, they're not waterfowl, but I've hunted the past 2 dove seasons. That's all I've got under my belt with doves. And then what I would say, really the last 2 years religiously duck hunting. The third year was kind of like my first year. I was kind of on my own. That's when I had turned 16. During those times, I was, you know, oh my gosh, we got to kill all these ducks. You know, we have to post the biggest pile of pictures, or we have to get to the first and very best hole, and we have to beat everybody, and that was the whole point of the game. I kind of learned, you know, being at, you know, training dogs and helping with that, and which it didn't hit me until I got my first puppy, and I got him in, let me see, I got him in August, I think, and he was 4 months old. Well, I started, you know, bringing him out there, and it's kind of, to me, and I think a lot of owners of like waterfowl hunting dogs can agree with me, that whenever you get them and, you know, you start teaching them, you know, I mean, you're obedience in them, you know, you get the whole growing them up as a puppy, doing the right things, and, you know, building their drive. Now, to me, it's kind of hunting's kind of like, and I finally got to bring him in January of last season. And, you know, he was really puppy. Some people don't like the puppies, bringing them until they're a year old. I think he was 9 months old. But I brought him because I believe that if he's got certain basics down, he can go and get the experience, and that's what I did. And he actually got, I would say, a handful of ducks. He only went on a handful of hunts, but he did very good for his age, and he loved it. He's torn up with it. I mean, I'm watching YouTube videos or I'm watching TikToks, and he hears a duck, to my blow duck call, and he's just looking all around the place. He loves it. And for me, duck hunting has kind of really, I would say it's turned more for me hunting for my dog. And just the nature and the beauty of it. And, like the film, like creating the story behind the hunt. And like the fellowship with like my best friends that I get to spend every morning with out there. Watching the world wake up. I love that. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty young, but I feel like I'm getting older and more mature about duck hunting. Now, yes, I mean, at some places I take it a little bit more serious, just being a public land hunter. I take it a little bit more serious about, getting hunting spots and this and that, because I want my dog to have the best hunt that he can possibly get. So, yes, unfortunately, you will see me sometimes sitting out at a boat ramp at 8 or 9 or 10 the night before, because I just feel like that's what you have to do. And I know like the old heads are not gonna like that, they're not gonna like hearing that, but if I don't do it or none of my buddies do it, somebody else is gonna get the spot, and our chance of killing ducks are gonna go down. And I know that it's not right, and I'm not a fan of it, but you just have to do what you have to do nowadays, and that's just what it's turned out to. Not that I like it, not that I agree with it, but it's what I gotta do. So that's kind of really my take on, duck hunting and waterfowl, like the whole ordeal with it right now. Like my goal is with Code Green is to, take the outdoor world, the outdoorsman world, the sportsman world, and combine it with the EMS world. Now, especially since I'm just now starting out my EMS career, I want to bring it along and, share my journey, share what I've been through, share what I'm doing, share how it's going. And that's really, I'll explain a little bit more into it as we get later, but that's really what the whole point of Code Green is, to kind of bring the two together. So what the name means to me, what Code Green means to me, really what I came up with Code Green was, as being in class, you go on these ride-alongs, and you kind of, whenever you get your call from dispatch, it's code, most of them say code something, or if say a patient is coded, it kind of, as an EMS provider, whenever you hear somebody codes, it's not good, but your adrenaline pumps, and it pumps, and you get it, and you're kind of like, oh, this is real, I kind of took that, and how, like, you can say, like, people code, I kind of took that, and, and tried to make it, and that kind of, like, Code Green, like a Code Green head, you're like Code Green, like the outdoors. So I kind of, there's different codes, the code names and stuff in EMS, and there's different colors, but I just really like Code Green. I think it sticks out with like my brand of like what I want. So the reason I'm starting a brand, like I've stated before, I've kind of just, there's levels to this. So right now, I guess there's two main pictures. There's one big picture right here of where I'm wanting to start an awesome outdoors channel that videos my hunts, videos the stories, captures the moments. And then also there's another story where I want to integrate EMS, ways to help, and I guess the third big picture is merging those two together. And that's a brand that I want to start to where it will help people learn and educate them, to where if they ever find themselves in a moment that needs to, they need to, even though they're not, but can provide emergency medical services to somebody who needs it. I want it to be more than just like a hunting page. Like, I want people to learn. I want to educate people through it. I would like to, it'd be cool, to show up to a ramp and, somebody's got a Code Green stickers, Code Green on their boat, Code Green stickers on the back of their truck. it's really just to, I just feel like if I build it right, it can, and educate people. I feel like it could, if people know what it is, and if they watch through my videos and they learn, and which we'll get about like what we'll learn into like later, I feel like it can honestly provide a little bit of like a sense of like safety to some people that like know that they watch these videos and they know how to do certain things if an emergency happens and somebody's around that watches these videos that will know how to help. And that's just a big goal. Let's see, I wrote a couple stuff down here, so I'm just reading off of what I wrote. I said, I wanted to build something that combines my passion for the outdoors and my passion with helping people. Okay, so now I'm going to get into what you can expect to see from this channel and Code Outdoors. And you know what sort of content you're going to be getting, and like what Code Green Outdoors is going to be putting out. So I got a couple, I think main content you are going to be getting, or what you're going to try to get, is high quality film typed. I think if like duck hunting videos, waterfowl videos, that's kind of, you look at the logo, it's more geared towards that. Kind of, it's iffy because it's I want it to have to do with everything outdoorsman and hunting wise, but mostly that's what you'll be seeing. I don't want it to take away from deer hunting, or I'm obviously going to be trying to deer hunt. If I kill a deer, I'm going to try to film it. Same with I've got like my GoPro, if I put on, if we're going, like fishing with the boys, or whenever I get my boat rigged up, or if I go fishing on my buddy's boat, if I got the GoPro, I'm always going to have the GoPro rolling to, maybe produce a video. I put down public land scouting. Okay, here's my take. I'm just going to put it out here before everybody freaks out about it. You should scout, and I think I wouldn't say where you're scouting. Some people say, oh, come down to Arkansas, it's the greatest place in the world. Okay, first off, that's not true. There's so much stuff that's changed from back when Granddaddy and Pawpaw used to come out here and they could set 12 foot from somebody and have no cover and shoot 3 limits of mallards, look to the right, and that group 100 yards away from shooting 3 limits of mallards. It's just a mix. I could sit here and rant on this forever and ever about like Arkansas hunting, but I do think that there is some things that should be posted, and some things that should not be posted. There was an instance last year of a video of blowing up of this little WMA that's kind of in Arkansas that I know of, and these boys posted this video, these killing all these ducks, and it affected me a little bit because that's kind of around the area where I hunt. Well, see, I shouldn't even say that, but it kind of, after they posted that video, that area got hit heavy, and that people found out where it was. So, when I post on here, I'm going to try to keep it as discreet, because, they got a lot of hate for that, and I do not want hate coming towards my way for saying if one of my videos do blow up, for blowing up a spot, which really, I don't care, but it's just gonna happen. I just want more love and love and not as much hate coming towards the channel. I want it to be at some point I want it to be unified, and everybody that can learn and grow and be on the same team from here. But so whenever I go, I'm gonna try to keep it discreet. I'm not gonna try to show boat ramps. I'm not going to try to show, there's certain objects, that you can see in videos and boat lanes or this and that will give an obvious tell to the spot. I'm not trying to show those. But I still want to kind of make a story behind the film. Now, like I said, most of the hunts, sadly, maybe as I get older and get into more group hunting and meet new people, it'll change. But as of right now, it's just a couple of my buddies. And everybody can't be off at the same time. So most of the time, you still want to kill ducks. And so most of the time it's going to be me, camera propped up, GoPro on my head, self-filming, and shooting ducks. Now, what I would like to do is, if I get some followers or a group that, they're going to kill them one day, is be able to be behind the tree and on hands on the camera and create the film. I would love to do that. Don't know how much I'm going to get to be able to do that this year, but we're going to hope that I get to at least do it some and put out some freaking bangers, because obviously those self-film videos are 10 times better. I mean, like the camera held videos, like actually making them, holding the camera the whole time, there's 10 times better. Sometimes, not all the time, most cases are better than self-timed films. Okay, another thing on the list is boat builds. Okay, so currently right now I have a 1542 War Eagle sitting out here in the shop. I am currently working, I just rebuilt the trailer. I was iffy about making a video about rebuilding the trailer, which I just sanded it down, stripped it, did all this. Trying to revamp it. I got it all painted, everything good. I'm just working on the lights now. So when I say boat build, I have just stripped down my, like I said, it was 1542 War Eagle out here, and it is about to go through the whole process of getting sanded, getting primed, painted, the whole paint. I'm gonna self paint it, and then doing the rebuild, as in, putting my jack plate back on. I bought new wiring harness for my jack plate. I got switches I gotta put back on. I gotta buy new lights. I have to install new lights. I'm gonna get rooster lights. I gotta get an LED light bar. I gotta get, my inside lights, my outside lights. There's all this that comes into building a boat, and hopefully I'm gonna try to, when I start that, get a process of building my boat. And in the future, maybe I could send, after I do a couple, or get like a shop or somewhere or like a booth where I can start painting boats. That is something that I'd like to get into also, but that's a longer time. I'm not focused on that, but that's just one thing that you might see. Another thing I put on here was dog training and retrieving. So when I worked at dog training, I'm not going to say that I could train your dog from a 5-week-old puppy to master hunter, and I can't even train up to the master hunter level. I don't have the resources to. I would say the most that I gathered from working there from a year to, I would say probably, a year and 4 months was, I gathered the basics of what, retrieving and the sport of retrieving and hunting, like hunting dogs is. And so I know a little bit about it. I mean, I've raised a couple litters, helped with them, learn all the basics, where they need to be healthy, like what they need to do, how to grow them up, how to raise them right. So I probably, now you get me a dog, I could raise them probably around, from whenever they're born to probably, I would say a year and a half. That's my range that I know well. I mean, I have, if people need more, hey, hit me up. I know multiple trainers that would love to get your dog in and give them the training that they need past those. But I mean, like I said, I have my own dog. He is, I think, a year and 2 months right now, and he's in that area, and he's learning, and he's getting to the point to where it gets a little bit more advanced for me, where I'm gonna have to actually send him off. But everything before that, I'm obviously, like with obedience, obedience him in videos, get the, like when he's like just standard marking, things like that. You can possibly see that, or see other dogs in videos and stuff working on, or shorts, or, little videos to where we can, show how to obedience and show, what's the right way to do it, and when to give a shock or a correction or whatever you want to call it. There can be videos that I can make to help learn guys that don't really have the money to send their dogs to trainers, that you can message me and hit me up, and I can kind of sort of help. So another thing is, I'm always going to promote the gear I use. You're going to see all the gear I use. I'm going to promote it. If I didn't like it, then I wouldn't use it. So that's, you'll see the brands of what I use. I'm not cutting anything out. I'm promoting everything I use. Because I love it, and I'm going to promote the stuff that I love and use. Like I said, there's a bunch of Arkansas public land hunting. I mean, I think there's two worlds to where you can kill 4 or 5 limits of straight greenheads on private land, and you can kill a 150-inch buck on private land. But I mean, when you killing 2 limits of mallards on public land, and maybe 120-inch deer on public land. So there's 2 worlds. I find more enjoyment killing them on public. I feel like for myself, I feel like I kind of earned it. It makes me feel better just to race, and there's just something about public land hunting that I don't want to get away from. Private's awesome. There's not very many people that don't wish they had a private spot to access and hunt all the time like that. So you're gonna see a bunch of public land because I'm just a fiend for it. I can't get away from it. So day in the life EMT content. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do this because there's not a lot of you can share about like patients. I mean, I can kind of share experiences, but there's a bunch of iffy, and it just depends on whatever company I get on, how much I can do. I mean, I know there's I get some off time, and all the off time is going to get put into the channel. But like I said, I don't know where I'm going to land yet, so I really don't know how much of that I'm going to get to do, but I would love to, show like a day in the life as an EMT, what I do, and like the steps leading up to becoming a firefighter, which is my ultimate goal right now. And I said plans can change, so you never know. Behind the scenes content. I mean, there's going to be a little play in here. It's me and my buddies hanging out all the time. I mean, I'm obviously going to catch a bunch of funny stuff on camera. Some stuff that I'm not going to put in the video. I mean, I think I can make compilations or, something that could be like a little funny video I could put. Won't be as long as the normal videos, but I think you could see some of that. So another thing that I wrote down was, I said I'm not here to only show the good days. Like I said, I wrote down I want to show the early mornings, the struggles, the scouting, the bad hunts, the mistakes, and the lessons learned. I mean, if you're watching and you are a person that's trying to get into, say, waterfowl hunting or public land hunting, or like I said, anything in that area, even just outdoors, there's a bunch of stuff to learn and a bunch of stuff to experience until you can get to a rate to where you're more successful than you're not. And so I think it would be good to, share the experiences, that not everybody, like you got guys that put out good videos that they hunt on public land, and they got private, and they put out these amazing videos, and like, man, these guys just have a good hunt every time, and they just kill them every time they go, and I wish I had that. I promise you that is not the case, and hopefully I would say that's not very realistic for them. Now, some people, yes, it's absolutely the case, and that is a dream. But sometimes the struggle gives more reward, and that reward feels better than going out and other people. There's different opinions. I'm not going to say what people should feel and what people shouldn't, but it's just there's 2 sides to every story. So another thing I want to talk about is the brand. It's already kind of starting to grow. I mean, let's see. I started this on the 13th. I'm recording this on the 24th of June. Started my TikTok page and my YouTube on, I think I said the 13th. Currently right now on my TikTok, I have a video uploaded. We have 850 followers. I mean, hey, starting from 2 weeks ago, 850, that's growing pretty good, I would say. And I love that. It's exciting. On my YouTube, obviously, TikTok, you're going to get more followers quick, but I've posted the same amount of videos on my YouTube. I just post them on both. And I have 22 subscribers on YouTube. So hopefully we can I would like to hit 10K on TikTok and maybe 1,000 on YouTube. That's one of my biggest goals, but it's already starting to grow. I've already made, as you can see, it's not gonna focus, but I've got stickers. I've got truck black glass stickers. These are sweet. I love them. I got my logo, and I've got merch already. There's the hat logo. That's one of them. You can get them in any camo. You just have to email me. when I sell my merch right now, starting out, I don't have anybody that like. I don't self-make the hats. I send my logo to people who make the hats and make the shirts, and they just put the logo on the shirt. So I still have to pay, you know, full price for a hat and for a shirt. So therefore, when I sell them to y'all, or if I list them, or if y'all contact me and I buy them and y'all send them and y'all pay me for them and I ship them to your address, you are paying for the item wholesale. You're not. I'm not making very much money. I'm not really making no money. I just want the brand and the name out there. Like I said, I've got the small stickers already, and I've got the truck stickers that people are loving. I've gave a lot of these away. A bunch of people have wanted the truck stickers, gave a lot of these small ones away. Okay, so realize this video is getting a little too long considering the camera's overheated twice. I'm actually in a room right now that has no AC, so it's getting hot in here. So I've got camera overheating and I've got batteries dying. So I'm going to try to wrap this up for y'all. The community I want to build throughout this, I already mentioned to it. I want to build a community with hunters, fishermen, EMTs, firefighters, outdoorsmen, anyone who loves and enjoys being outside in the outdoors. This could get either long, so I'm just going to try to keep this short. Why I hunt, why I fish, why I want to become a firefighter, why helping people matters to me, why making memories outdoors matters. There's a bunch. I mean, I could sit here and make a 30-minute video on each one of those. I mean, I love to hunt. I love to fish. I really love the concept of being around the environment of like EMS, and just love the whole ordeal about being a firefighter. I like helping people. It makes me feel good. It makes my soul feel good. And it's just something about, possibly saving somebody's life and then that person and their family remembering you forever. It's just like so heart fulfilling for me, and it may be different for other people, but that is just my reason. Why making memories outdoors matters. I mean, for me, it's just time that I get to spend in God's creation. I mean, it's with my best buddies. It's getting to see the world wake up every day when I'm out there with my best friends, making all these memories, recording the memories now, and be able to show those to my kids or somebody on down the line, or they can look back and see what I experienced, or I can look back and see what's changed over the amount of time. I want to thank all my early supporters. Like I said, right now I have about 850 followers on TikTok. I mean, here's the deal. If you are watching this right now on TikTok or YouTube, this is what I'll say to you. You are more important than you think. You are, the best I can say, you are here at the beginning. You're here, before the account or the TikTok account or the channel, what I hope in the future gets big. That's my goal. That's what I'm going to strive for. You're here before I upgrade all my equipment, like the big boat upgrades, the big decoy upgrades, the big camera upgrades. You're here before, the big, say, if it got big and I bought some land hunt on. You're here before that. You're here before the big merch drops. You're here before, there's a bunch of things. You're here before all the collaborations. There's a bunch of things, and y'all are here before the growth, and y'all are the people that are helping build Code Green Outdoors from the ground up, and I appreciate it, and I hope you share, like, and keep continuing to do it, and I hope you can build a little bit more of a relationship with Code Green Outdoors. And lastly, it's my vision for this. Code Green Outdoors, it's just getting started. Maybe one day, it'll be part business. Maybe one day it could help me where I don't have to work. Really, I don't see that happening, but one day when I retire being a firefighter, maybe I can do this full time. It's a vision. It's possible. I hope it is. Hopefully it can come from a vision to real life, and then it goes from me being a firefighter for my time off to going to events and selling shirts and selling what this brand makes, and all of that, to make it a reality. Maybe it's like I said, maybe it's a full-time career. Maybe it's a passion project. Maybe it's just something I'll stay doing on my side. But either way, whatever it is, I want to bring the viewers, I want to bring the people along that watch me and spend their time watching this video. I want to bring them along, and I appreciate y'all more than you could imagine. Just even if you're watching this right now, just it helps so much, and I can't thank you enough. And I'm excited. It's the journey starting small, and hopefully we can make it one day and grow big, and I appreciate it. Welcome to Code Green Outdoors.